Hello, MSOE fans, and welcome to the Raider Report, where we sit down with MSOE coaches to discuss all things Raider athletics, from game reactions to recruiting news and everything in between. The Raider Report has all the behind-the-scenes details and news you want. Joining me at this time is our guest, the head coach of men's golf, Brandon Richards. Coach, how are we?
Doing well, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm super excited to be here.
Thanks for spending the time with us, and you've been around the block a couple of times now, but talk to me how you first got started here at MSOE.
Yeah, no, it was actually a great opportunity for me. Previously, I was coaching hockey at Concordia, Wisconsin, and then moved out to Philadelphia to coach at Newman University. I was looking at different coaching opportunities within hockey. My wife was still here in Milwaukee at the time, so came back, worked a hockey camp in the summer, and basically found out that the assistant coach left to take the Marion job. And so I reached out to Coach Johnson and, brought me in for an interview and hired me on the spot. So it was just the stars aligned, and it was a great opportunity, and I love every minute that I've been here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then for those like me who aren't familiar, are you Wisconsin born and raised, or where is the Brandon Richards origin story? Where does that start?
Starts in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Okay.
I'm actually a dual citizen. And then I moved to Morgantown, West Virginia when I was about 12 years old. Grew up in West Virginia ever since. And then once I graduated, the career took off.
Well-traveled over here. Well-traveled. So the head coach of golf now, a little bit of a switch up from hockey. Do you keep that same energy on the links that you have on the ice? What's that like? Is it a bit of a rough switch up?
It was funny, obviously like I've played golf and stuff, but being a head coach on the golf course, you got to stay quiet. You can't really bring that same energy like that you do in the ice rink where you're loud and whatnot, but it was a fun transition, that's for sure. I know some of the guys were like, coach, you can't really get excited too much on the golf course. Little golf claps here and there, little fist bumps as they go to the next hole. More whispering than yelling. But I do try to kind of bring that same energy, that excitement. If, one of our kids hits a great, birdie or par save, right? Like I do get excited, right?
Sure.
And I'm excited for them. I hope that they bring that same energy, every single hole, but, golf's that roller coaster ride, right? So
For sure.
Yeah, super excited.
That didn't even cross my mind, but like when someone does something good, not being able to let that out, that's tough. That's a tough spot to be in.
I know our first tournament, one of our freshmen made a birdie putt in his last, on hole 18, and I literally just ran up to him, bear hugged him with excitement, and his parents were there watching, they loved it, but it was just one of those things okay, coach, we get it.
So tell me, do you have a goal or a vision for MSOE golf now that you're at the helm?
Yeah, obviously, again, for me, as a coach, I hate losing. It's one of my worst things. I hate losing. So for me, with this great opportunity to take over men's golf, I have a very high vision for our program. After going through 3 tournaments here now, can kind of see where other schools are at and how they're shooting. So for us, I want to compete against the top programs, right? I want to finish top 5 in every tournament. I want to take our guys to the national tournament. So again, just slowly chipping away each tournament, always getting better. Mm-hmm. I feel like we can, we have 13 guys on our roster right now. I feel like we can get 13% better in the fall semester going into spring by making every guy 1% better. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm very excited to get our guys going and basically try to chase that national tournament dream.
For sure. And I mean, we've seen the potential with these guys. I think it's consistency. That's going to be the key to, making that next step. And, the NAC, it's wide open for the taking. Really, other than Aurora kind of sits nicely at the top. But everything below that is really anyone can take it, especially this year. So let's talk about your history with golf. At what age did you first pick up a club? Because I feel like golf is one of those sports where everyone has a different answer. It's like, oh, I was 3 and my dad put a club in my hands. Oh, I took lessons when I was 10. Oh, I didn't until I was, a senior in high school. So what was it like for you? When did you start playing?
Yeah, obviously I have a great role models in my older brother, and both of my grandfathers played golf. So, my West Virginia side grandfather and my Canadian grandfather both played golf in their pastime. They kind of got my brother and I started. So I picked up a golf club probably around the age of 5 or 6.
Okay.
I didn't play competitively at all,
Mhm.
but it was always just a fun pastime when hockey season wasn't in.
Sure.
To play golf with my grandfathers, just enjoy those memories with them, and I've played ever since.
For sure. And I think you said it right there, playing competitively. I think even most people, when you go out on a golf course, you're not necessarily playing competitively. You're out there to have a good time, maybe have a couple drinks or whatever. But when you're really locking in, focusing, like, I want to beat someone else, that's a completely different mental game that you have to unlock, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this year, like it's definitely been an eye opener for me. These past 3 tournaments of just what the preparation that our guys go through. For me, again, to your point, is like I would go play golf in the summer and I'd play with my buddies and want to beat them,
Mhm.
right? But at the same time, I'm out there to have fun. Like I'll shoot a bad shot,
Yeah.
try to reset, and know that I'm going to continuously hit bad shots.
Right.
But for these guys, like it's one of those things where mentally, are they going to hit bad shots? Yes, but they have to get back into it as quickly as possible because they can't let one bad shot pull them, from shooting a 75 to an 85.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So for our guys, like I'm just trying to get over that hurdle as a coach to help them play better and stay focused in that, hole by hole.
For sure. It's something that you did different than years past is you had cuts for this year's team, trimmed that roster down a little bit. Walk me through that process and how you go about those decisions.
Yeah, so when I first got presented the opportunity to be the head coach, I spoke with the captains of this year, Ian and Torin, and they basically said, hey, listen, coach, like, in years past, we've had a big roster, right? And with a big roster, you can only play a certain amount of guys in tournaments, right? So there were basically just been a lot of guys playing free golf on the MSOE tab, right? But that's what it was, is just they would go out and play golf and, just kind of have fun. Well, the captains and the senior leadership and, again, guys on the team this year wanted a smaller roster. They wanted to compete every single day and just have that edge, right? Again, to compete against teams like Aurora, right?
For sure.
So they brought that to my attention. They're like, coach, we want to, cut down to about 12, 13 this year.
Okay.
So we had, I think, about 18, 19 guys try out. So we had to cut a couple guys. Do I like doing that? No.
Yeah.
Right? No one does. But at the same time, you want to be competitive now, right?
Yeah.
So moving forward, that's the ideal spot is, to have 12 or 13 guys on the roster and everybody is competitive so that in our practice rounds, the 12th guy can compete against the number 1 guy. You know what I mean? It's who's on that week or that day.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome when it comes from within the team. When, the leadership of that team can recognize that and bring that to you rather than you feeling it.
Right.
I think that's pretty powerful at this level. Talk to me about some of these early competitions. You guys have been staying busy in these first couple weeks. Already got 3 under your belt. Another one coming up this weekend. What have been some of the highlights for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just kind of walk you through step by step here. So the first tournament, the Glen Erin one, it was a great opportunity. It was my first tournament, right? Some of these guys' first tournament. I was so impressed with our freshman, Tristan Beisterfield. Came in, first college tournament, right? Walked in, shot, I think, like +5, +6 on back-to-back days. Like that consistency on back-to-back days. He's has a bright future here as a Raider on the men's golf team. So was super excited for him. Our next tournament, we were able to kind of get, a couple guys back. So at Judson, it was a 1-day tournament. We finished 7th place. Dylan Moore killed it, crushed it on the course. Top 10 finish individually. So that was super excited for him. And then this past tournament that we just got back from at Carthage, finished 9th place. Had a couple good days. So Torin Larson on day 1 shot even par. Great, again, senior captain. That was good to see from him. And then on day 2, Max shot -2. So again, very impressed by him. He's got a bright future. So for us, I feel like, we're just trying to get over that roller coaster ride right now. where there are days that, we'll have one or two guys shoot really good scores, but it's a team game, right? And people don't really see that. It's, you're focused on that individual score, but as a coach and as a team, like, you need four guys to shoot top scores.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just getting basically those top four or top five to shoot consistently. Right. And then if they are doing that on a 2-day tournament, then we're, maybe not finishing ninth, we're finishing top five. Right. Because again, those scores are so close. Right. So for us, we're super excited for this WLC tournament this weekend, hoping to stay consistent on day one and day two and not go, plus 25 on day one, minus 19, you know what I mean? So
for sure.
Yeah, I'm just super excited.
For sure. All right, Coach, I'll give you a little bit of a reprieve after giving us I'm thankful for that insight. We don't get a ton of video or even photos of golf, so it's awesome to hear about that. Everyone's favorite segment, at least that's what I say. Raider Rapid Fire. Just first thing off the top of your head, favorite rapper?
Eminem.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium well.
Okay, respect. Favorite food and where do you get it from?
Spaghetti. Mom's homemade spaghetti with my grandmother's secret sauce.
Okay, I want the full picture. Is this like a meat sauce?
Oh yeah, meat sauce, some peppers, mushrooms. It's made from scratch, passed down from generation to generation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Best athlete you've ever seen in person?
Tiger Woods.
Oh, when did you see Tiger Woods?
In college, I worked the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour. Was able to go see TPC Sawgrass when he was performing there, and just posted up on the 17th Island Green there, and it was
so it sounds like it lived up to the hype.
Oh yeah.
Whew, that's awesome. That's definitely the best answer we've gotten so far. Would you rather stream a movie or go to the theater?
Stream a movie.
Okay. If you're at home, you're streaming a movie, what's your go-to snack?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right.
Ice cream, Ben and Jerry's, just down that in one hatch.
What's the usual flavor?
Recently it's either the Gimme S'mores or the peanut butter s'mores that they just came out with.
Ooh, I haven't seen that one yet. I'll have to keep my eyes peeled. Would you rather go fishing or go golfing?
Golfing.
A
golf coach.
That one was tailor made for you. Favorite dessert? If you're grabbing something sweet, what is it?
Ice cream.
Obvious one. And then you've taken many a road trip with the hockey team. You're starting to take them with the golf team. What is the best and what is the worst road trip movie?
Favorite movie of all time, Happy Gilmore.
Okay, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
And then worst one, I guess, I don't know, anything that drags on or any chick flick. Guys, I mean, we're not really watching those on the road anyway, so.
For sure. I remember we got stuck one time on a bus ride, which I know some people might like this movie, but have you ever seen Saving Silverman?
Nope.
Yeah. Just one of those comedies where, like, nothing hits.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there for 90 minutes waiting. That's a tough one. All right, we'll get back on topic here. Talk to me about Caleb Verning. He's your assistant coach this year. He's a guy who was super helpful, great to work with from an athletic communication standpoint last year. What does he bring to you as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, Caleb's done everything that we need to. He's been the rock right now, and guys don't really see that, like, because he does everything kind of behind the scenes for me. But he's helped me with the transition of, setting up tournaments, right? Setting up our schedule. You know what I mean? Like for me, he's been a rock. So he brings that element of the golf, strategy. Hey, this kid's swinging this way. Maybe he can tweak his swing, or this kid plays well at this certain course. Put him in the lineup in this course because he plays better. Because again, for me, like, it's tough because I can see them at their practice and I can see their scorecards and what they're shooting, but he knows, right? Because he's gone through that process here. He's played here. He just has that, more detailed strategy and stuff for lineups, and I've been very grateful to have him.
For sure. Do you have any loyalty to a specific golf brand or any certain ones you won't go near? Golf's a pretty superstitious game. Do you have anything in that realm?
Not necessarily. I mean, all of my clubs, again, like my grandfather's got me into the game, so all of my clubs are hand-me-downs from them.
Okay.
So honestly, I've only really gone and got a putter for myself.
Sure.
I don't have a specific golf brand. Like if it looks cool, I'm more of,
For sure.
what it looks like. Because again, my golf game's not the greatest. So if one brand can make me shoot 2 strokes better, then maybe I'll try it out. But
are any of the guys on the team real picky about their equipment?
I think so. I haven't really asked them that. Like, we use some Titleist stuff, Pro V1s and balls and stuff. But if guys like certain things, then they can ask me and we can get that for them.
If you're listening, guys, take note. How is traveling with a golf team different than traveling with a hockey team?
I got to drive now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to drive the van now.
Yeah.
For the hockey team, we
You're
get buses, and I can just post up in the seat and relax
out
and sleep. And yeah, so now I got to drive the vans around for the guys, and which is fine. Like I love driving for recruiting anyway. So it's just me putting on music, and I'll chat with the guys in the back, but sometimes they like their AirPods in and stuff, get dialed in for the match.
Sure.
So.
All right, Coach, before I let you go, I've been thinking about doing this and kind of just dropping an open-ended question on everyone before they head out of here. And I think this would be great for recruits, anyone listening to this podcast. What's so great about Milwaukee?
I mean, for me, it reminds me of home. It reminds me of Halifax, Nova Scotia, with the lake being right here, that, smack dab downtown. So you get the downtown atmosphere, right, where there's so many things going on. Like you could go to a hockey game, you could go to a Brewers game, you can go, anywhere you want. You can go to a theater if that's what you're into, right? Like there's so many things for kids to do here, especially in college, which again is awesome. For me, I can bring my wife to, different restaurants. I can take her down to the water. I can bring our dog down and, go for walks and stuff. So there's so many things that downtown Milwaukee has to offer. For me, that's what I fell in love with.
That's awesome, Coach. I appreciate you taking the time to join me this week, and good luck to you the rest of the season.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You can follow Raider Athletics on YouTube at MSOE Raider Athletics, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at MSOE_Raiders. Don't forget to find us on Spotify, too. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, repost, share, and get the word out to all your Raider friends and family. We want you to be heard. Mention us on social media and tell us what you want to hear about. Go Raiders!